and subscribe right now, or this will be in your bed tonight.
Hello people of the internet. Today we are looking at some of the funny posts from r/EntitledParents. Before we start, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment. Ty, my mom, Ep, says I ruined her day by planning my wedding the way I want. So my boyfriend of 2+ years recently proposed on the top of the street. Louis Arch in front of his parents. He wanted his mom to record it, and a bunch of other people. I, of course, said yes and was crying. Total girl moment. My future mill sent the video to my dad, the good parent, and he texted me a congratulations and I knew you'd say yes. My fiancé had asked his permission. At the end of the day, we decided to wait until after he graduates from college and gets his feet up. He graduates in 2021 and I graduate in 2024. Extra year for kinda double majoring, and he graduates first, so we decided to have the date set for November 24th. 2024, our dating anniversary / the day we meet. When I get home from visiting him and his parents at the end of the week, my dad hugs me and congratulated me. Then we drove home. We got home and I put my stuff in my room. My mom, who has abused me from age 8 after my dad divorced her and is EM, came out of the guest room. My dad told me she was staying here so she could work. I told him, if she doesn't bother me, I won't bother her. We then talked briefly about plans and stuff and what my fiancé and I had already decided upon. Then I mentioned our plans for me to wear a black wedding dress and have him wear a white suit. He's tan and looks amazing in white. I, however, look terrible in light colors because of my Irish genetics. Black suits me a lot more, and my dad loves it. My mom came out of the guest room and said I'm going wedding dress shopping with you, so you don't fuck up my day. Yes, her day, not like I'm the one getting married. I told her the wedding dress has already been picked out, which I have picked an idea out, not the dress set in concrete pick yet, and she stops and cries and said how I ruined her special moment. I told all this to my fiancé, who knows what she's like, and he said to calm down and reminded me that it's our wedding and we can do whatever we want. I also say that she'll probably wear white, and he said I'll get a buddy of mine to spill red wine on her. Don't be scared, it's okay. I'll post updates as things unfold, but for now, I'm just happy I'll be married to the love of my life in 4 years. What do you mean my kids don't get free ice cream? Here's a fun little story from my days working in fast food. The company I worked for had a pretty nice policy. Kids meals came with toys, but the kids could exchange the unopened toy for a kid-sized ice cream cone. These cones only cost 89 cents, and we got to reuse the toy in another kid's meal bag, so basically it evened out. One morning a lady came in with 2 young children during breakfast hours. We do not have a breakfast kids meal, but since we serve nuggets all day long, some people order nugget meals for their kids and get hash browns instead of fries. However, this woman got full-sized breakfast meals for herself and both children. These meals were around $6 each, while kids meals were cheaper. Obviously though, kids meals had a lot less food. After the group finished their meal, the 2 kids came up to my register and asked, can we have ice cream? So, I entered 2 kid-sized cones and gave them the total. They stared blankly at me and one said we don't have money, and ran back to their table. About a minute later, their mom came stomping up to me and demanded to speak to a manager. My manager swooped in and asked what the issue was. Mom, the kids' ice cream is supposed to be free. Manager, no, it's only free if you exchange the kid's toy. Mom, but we didn't have kids meals. It's breakfast. Manager, then, the cones are 89 cents each. Mom, that's not fair. They're kids. They should be given ice cream. Manager, I'm sorry, but we can't just give away ice cream. Mom, but the meals they had were more expensive than kids meals. Manager, and they had more food. Mom, the place I go in, insert faraway location here, always gives my kids ice cream without a toy. Manager, I apologize, but we do not do that here. Mom, now my kids are going to be upset because they couldn't have ice cream. I will be contacting corporate about this. She and the kids left, and we had a good laugh about it all. She did end up making a complaint to corporate, but my manager was actually the person that all corporate complaints filtered through, and she just had a good laugh and moved on. Entitled parent literally coughs in a cop's face. MF entitled parent C cop. I truly wish I could say this was a fake story. So as of today, the 26th of March 20, Colorado has been put on a lockdown because of COVID-19. The only exceptions are essential employees, going out for groceries, and walking your dog, as was stated in the statewide text we got. So I'm out walking my dog and I've seen a few families out and about, cause it's fucking Colorado and the people here don't understand what a lockdown is. I'm not kidding, this state is full of idiots. So I'm walking my dog past the park/tennis courts by my neighborhood and I see a family, mother, 2 sons, and an infant. Yes, a literal infant. And I notice they are yanking on the gates to the tennis court. Now a little fun fact about the parking lot of the park is that it's often a speed trap area, and even now we have cops in it. So I see an officer leave his car and approach the family. I was a little bit away, so some details might be fuzzy, but this is what I heard. See, excuse me ma'am, she was the one pulling on the gate. Are you aware we are on a statewide lockdown right now? Yes officer, but it says we are allowed to go out for the essentials. See, yes ma'am. Is there an essential reason you need to get in the tennis court? He didn't ask this sarcastically, he was being genuine. Yes sir, my sons here are sick of being stuck in the house and wanted to play tennis. Can you please find me the key for this gate? The cop pauses for a second then starts, ma'am I'm sorry but this is not an essential utility. You and your family need to go home. Excuse me? We have a right to be out here. We aren't going to stay home on a lovely day like this. All of this coronavirus is just a marketing scam anyways. The officer was genuinely baffled at this point. See ma'am I'm sorry but you and your family need to go home now. We will not be going home now. Open this gate for us so my sons can play tennis. See ma'am please, this isn't my personal decision, it's for the safety of the elderly and children. If the market is so worried about my children then they wouldn't be making up this fake pandemic so they can later sell us poison and demand we inject our babies with it. See, I'm not here to challenge your beliefs, but again it's not up to me, it's up to the state. Well, if everyone needs to be at home, why don't you go home? See, trust me, I would like to be, but this is my job. Well, we are not going home. I want to make sure my kids have a good memory of their childhood and not of being locked in a house. See, it's only for 2 weeks ma'am. Well, I don't care. Now if you're not going to help us, leave us alone. We are trying to enjoy a family outing. I'm not certain he did, but it looked like the cop reached for his handcuffs or radio or something like that. See ma'am, you need to leave now. I'm going to juice. He actually did reach for something because looks down then literally pulls back and coughs in his face. Well officer, now you're sick, so you should be the one going home. I swear I have never seen so much furry cross a man's face in my entire life. If the kids weren't there I'm pretty sure he would have tased her. After he came out of shock he called for backup on his radio, probably for the kids or something. I won't be surprised if she's in the news tomorrow. Entitled parents let their kids play in our cactus garden. Note, this was pre-coronavirus. My parents have a house in the city and I'm home with them due to the pandemic. My house has a very small plot of dirt in front that is fenced in by a large black iron fence. It's very clear this is private property. My grandmother has a very green thumb and brought some of her outdoor cactus, she lives in Connecticut, over to plant in the yard many years ago. They survive every winter and bloom in the summer and are pretty cool plants. However, their spines/needles are very small and translucent. It is extremely hard to see them and you can get pricked very easily. I myself have gotten pricked when tidying up the yard and I obviously try to avoid the plants. The needles are also extremely hard to remove out of your skin. My mom used to always decorate the garden by placing little models of dinosaurs or animals among the cactus. The kids around the neighborhood all loved it, and often when coming home I would see some family with a young kid looking at the garden. It was cute, and my family had no issues until these entitled parents come along. My mom was in the house on a normal day when she heard some loud noises outside that weren't going away. So she looks outside and sees a group of parents with their kids. The parents are standing outside and around the iron fence while the kids are in the yard, which is almost completely covered in cactus. They are playing with the toy dinosaurs and animals while sitting in the cactus. It's clear the parents assumed the cactus didn't have any needles because they aren't really visible to the human eye. You barely see the needles when they're in your skin. As my mom is looking at them, the parents see her and get their kids out of the yard and leave. Those parents are not going to have fun pulling hundreds of translucent tiny thin needles from their children's arms, legs, and asses. Edit. If you want to see what kind of cactus is in the garden, here's a link to a page that talks about them. https://www.gardenderson.com/succulent/pricklypear.html. Or just Google images of eastern prickly pear cactuses. Edit 2. My parents took out all of the dinners to avoid another incident. The parents luckily have not contacted us or attempted to engage in a lawsuit. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe for more videos. The funniest comment on this video will appear in the next video. Bye.